Welcome to the Famvestor Podcast. I am your host, Sunmarie Burns.
And I am your co-host, Sunny Burns.
And today we are going to be talking about winter activities, especially during COVID.
Yes. So we're, especially in the Northeast here, we're on lockdown mode. We can't really go into so many places. Some malls are open. So yeah, we ventured into some of them, but really there's not too much to do. It's cold. We just had sub 15 degree weather. It was like
all
negative
week.
15. Yeah. So our stream froze over a little bit and some of the lakes are freezing over. So a lot of people were like stuck at home, kind of pulling their hair out, figuring what to do. Me too, included. I was telling Sunray, hey, I want to buy a 14-foot by 10-foot trampoline and put it in our basement.
Yes, and I was like, oh my gosh, Sunny has officially lost his mind.
But, we live in a split-level house. So split-level, they're kind of staggered. So we have an 18-foot portion of our basement. Okay, it's not 18. It's like 11 feet. But 11 feet is tall enough for the little ones to jump to their heart's content. Me, I'd have to duck a little bit. But still, I think it'd be pretty epic to have a huge trampoline in our basement.
People do funny things during COVID time.
I still think it's a legitimate idea. But today we are going to talk not about speculation, but about factual things that we've done with our kids and had a good time. But before we do that, we did mention 2 weeks ago, anyway, during our New Year's Eve episode or New Year's episode talking about resolutions, that we were going to do a challenge for ourselves. On the show, we mentioned doing a week of a raw food diet. We did not do a week. We talked about it, and we reconsidered that to 3 days. And we were glad we did, because we were on our third day, and it was pretty miserable. But we are glad we did it, right? We're glad?
Yes, we are glad. Yes.
So our raw diet, pretty much just eating rabbit food for the last 3 days.
I mean, granted, if we wanted to do it longer, we should have probably researched and planned recipes. I think there's a lot of great creative things you can create on a raw diet, and there's just so many health benefits to doing a raw diet.
Yeah.
It's, for those who don't know, raw diet is where you don't cook anything and you eat
like a rabbit.
Yeah, you're not eating meats and fish and
pretty much just
so
salads 24/7.
Yeah, salads, vegetables, fruits, and some plant-based proteins.
Yeah, we even allowed yogurt for ourselves.
We did allow some dairy, yes. So that was my saving grace, the yogurt.
Yeah,
but anyway.
That was some good Greek yogurt.
I've never loved yogurt so much in my life.
But we are excited for either midnight tonight or tomorrow morning to... Anyway, we want to try to start a healthier lifestyle. So we're not going to binge in on anything. No. But this was kind of a reset for us just because we kind of felt like, we're kind of slowly moseying off to the deep end where we weren't happy with how our diet was.
Right.
So this is kind of just a way to...
shake us up and, get us off onto a better track. Because sometimes you just need to do that when you've, just gone along slowly.
Right.
You need to make a change. You need to shake it up in order to reset, because sometimes it's hard when you get in a rut to reset. So that's why we chose to do it this time. And I feel really good about it, actually.
Yeah. I think the one really cool thing that happened was we got our kids to eat a salad.
Yeah.
It was like a cabbage, lettuce, carrot salad, and we made our own homemade cashew dressing and Italian dressing. And they actually ate it. And today our son was like, I kind of actually like salad. And our kids aren't like the pickiest eaters, but they're picky. They're kids.
They haven't been the best with their vegetables. We'll say that.
They love broccoli. They love certain vegetables, but then other vegetables they just despise. Mm-hmm. And we just never really challenged them to eat lettuce, but I don't know if we were just being lazy and didn't want to cook them something else. Usually we would cook other things, some PBJs or some rice and pierogies and whatever else we were cooking. But, it was eat the salad first. We gave them a small portion of salad, just like 5 forkfuls. But they ate it, and that was a good victory.
It was. So it was eye-opening in that regard, too. I think sometimes we as parents limit our kids' exposure to certain foods because at some point they've expressed a dislike for them. And it's easy when they fight you 1, 2, 3 times about a particular food to be averse to presenting it to them again because you just don't want that battle.
But we were battling this week, the last 3 days, so.
And it wasn't even a battle. They embraced it.
I think they were hungry.
A little salad is better than nothing.
A lot of apples were eaten this week.
Apples and carrots and hummus and
A lot of hummus. Yeah, we brought back the hummus and guac. Oh man, we had some good guac. Holy guacamole guac is the best guac brand out there. Okay, before we get too much off topic, we have a lot of good stuff for you on this show. We're going to keep it short, we're going to keep it sweet, and it's going to be valuable for your kids. Your kids will thank you for listening to the show, and if you're a kid listening, thank you for listening. So without further ado, let's get to the show.
You're listening to the Famvestor Podcast. If you're looking to raise your family with intention, gain financial independence, and live a life of true freedom, you're in the right place. Join us as we explore together how to create thriving families, because strong families are the cornerstone for a world at peace.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. So, if you guys listened to episode 71 where we were talking about goals, we mentioned some of the goals we had with our kids. And, Valen had a goal to run a mile this year. He's already ran a half mile in this cold weather, so I'm impressed. Alvin also had a goal to run a half mile. He's already done a quarter mile a few times now. 3 times we've done it since January 1st. So excited to be able to kind of push towards those goals. So that's one thing we've been working on during this winter COVID season, is just working towards their goals. They also have goals to do handstands, both of them. And Valen's already been doing, today he did like a 4-step handstand. And time-wise, when I'm helping by holding their feet a little bit, Alvin did 62 seconds was his record today, and Valen did 66, and they're kind of competing with each other, trying to get the best of each other. But it's been a lot of fun. I went on, actually we took an old mattress and we were using that as our gymnastics mat for a while, but I just bought this weekend off Facebook Marketplace a $60 gymnastics mat. So that's been good. We've been practicing Akra Yoga too. I'm going to put some links in the video description, the 6-part Akra Yoga series for parents and kids. And we've been doing some really cool stuff. I'm excited to unveil a video of an acro, and both with Valen and Alvin, 4 and 5 years, 3. He's almost 4, 3 and 5 years old, doing it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun too. We're getting pretty good, right?
For those of you who don't know what Akra Yoga is, it's acrobatic yoga, basically. So it's stretching and dynamic stretching.
But you're lifting your child up in the air, usually with feet or... Right,
and it's doing more acrobatic things. It's pretty cool.
It's cool.
And the kids love it, and it's, very fun.
Yeah, fun and
a good
healthy
workout for sure.
Yeah, so those are 2 things that we've been working towards their goals. Of course, he had goals for reading, but that just comes naturally with homeschooling. So we're doing homeschooling in the morning. Other things that I was just generally thinking hey, what can I really be working on right now? Instead of, just planning the kids in front of a laptop, watching some show or something. And I was catching, the ability to do catching. So we've just been working on catching skills, just because, that's the fundamental skill for almost every single sport. So we're just working on catching. Even in the basement, the epic basement I was talking about before, we've been playing some basketball. I had it from the summer, we found this at a garage sale, a $5 little kids, little Tykes basketball hoop. And we just been playing basketball in there, which is basically, we just pass to each other and then shoot for the hoop. We're 10 in a row in the hoop at this point. We've also been playing wall ball against the basement wall down there. So those are 2 things.
Great way to get your kids to burn energy in the winter months when it's cold outside and maybe you don't really want to go out, but you need to expend that energy somehow. So our boys have really been enjoying that. As well as other, those are the gross motor skills. They've been cultivating their fine motor skills too, like scissor work, using scissors, cutting paper, creating 3-dimensional paper crafts. That's something that our kids have really been into this winter, and the creativity really comes out there. They're just taking a piece of paper, they're coloring it, they're cutting it, they're excited about what they're working on, so they really work at it, and I can see already how their fine motor skills are developing through enabling them those activities. So, when you plan these things for your kids, think about the skills you're trying to cultivate too, especially in young children. It doesn't have to be something, that is strictly for fun. It can be fun and also helping them towards their developmental goals as well. So we've been putting focus on that too with catching and with, passing a ball back and forth, or with their cutting skills and their drawing skills. Just really focusing on those things.
Right. And not to say that we haven't been going out. We've been doing a lot of hikes. We just did the New Jersey Stairway to Heaven hike. That was pretty cool. And just going out exploring. There's this one pond near us that's covered with trees, and it's actually iced over pretty well. A lot of neighborhood kids playing hockey on it. So I took the kids out there. We actually were all out there. So we were having fun on the ice. And we got Sunny picked up these cool bob skates, which are like little toddler ice skates. They have instead of just one blade down the middle of a shoe, they have two blades. And what's cool is they just crimp onto any shoe. They just have this latching mechanism, two bands that go around any regular shoe.
And they're adjustable.
And they're adjustable,
so they grow with them.
Yeah, they fit both Valen, who's 5, and Alvin, who's 3. So it works really well, and it's great to learn, because maybe a year ago, we tried with Valen with regular figure skates, and he was just not having it. But the bob skates, I'd say, are a much better option.
Mm-hmm. Better balance.
And they just grow with you. I'm hoping by the end of the season, he'll kind of outgrow that, and maybe we can move to figure skates. But
it's a great way to start.
And it's fairly cheap, too. I think you can pick up a used pair for around $10 on eBay, a new pair on Amazon Prime for $20. So definitely check out Bob's Skates. I'd highly recommend that. And we've just been looking for, it's cold, so I'm looking for ice features, so streams that have frozen over. Hasn't been exactly cold enough yet. I'm excited for it to be even more cold, so that we can I loved when I was a boy, just finding frozen streams, and we could just slide down the stream, because it was complete. It was like an ice slide, and it was so cool.
Shallow streams. So that they're safe, not dangerous.
Right. So that's what we've been doing. We've been just looking for good hiking spots, even though it is 30-degree weather, just getting out there, dressing them warm. We bought a 40-pack of hot hands at Costco, and so we just give the kids hot hands, and that gives them a little motivation or a little comfort to be out there.
Right. And, I think we're pretty strong believers in, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing choices. So, people all around the world live in all sorts of different kind of weather conditions. And so, if you have the warm coats and the warm gear that, you can get out there and be comfortable, then don't hold yourself back to that. Winter is a beautiful time of year to explore the great outdoors, and trails you may have taken during the summer and the fall take on a completely new feeling in the winter when the leaves are gone and you could see so much further. And it's, definitely not something to be missed just because it's cold.
Right. And indoors, we've been doing a lot of puzzles. We got this 500-piece Pokemon puzzle. We got a 100-piece, a 300-piece, and a 500-piece, all Pokemon-themed puzzles off Amazon. And I think we bought one physically in Target. But those have been fun to do. And
the boys love them, and, they work at them, and they have gotten better and better at it, where they're actually even helping us with a 500-piece puzzle.
Right.
Which I wouldn't have imagined they could handle.
I didn't think we could handle it.
but teamwork, we all got it done, and the kids played a large part in figuring it out.
Yeah, I also picked up a ping pong table for $50. So Summer and I have been playing that some nights. So that's been fun. Just put it in the basement too, and we've just been playing with it. We play hide and go seek. We're playing board games. We have a lot of cool board games made for kids that are better than Candyland, which has no strategy. So
a sore spot for Sunny. He's like, the game doesn't have strategy. I don't want to play it.
What's the point? You could have a robot rolling the dice for you all the time.
But, traditional board games are a great way for your family to bond together and spend time doing something that can be enjoyable for everyone, adults and children alike, especially if you find engaging games that you enjoy. What do we like? There's a board game version of Red Light, Green Light, and that's a great game that does have a little bit of strategy, and it's fun for the grown-ups to play, as well as we just bought
Outfoxed. Yeah,
that's a good one,
and it's a cooperative game, so you're not against each other. You're all working towards finding. It's kind of like Clue, finding the not killer, but
the fox that stole the something or other.
Right.
And what we love about cooperative games is it takes out the competition which
our youngest hates
oftentimes
to
with
lose.
young children can get very bitter. They can get very upset. Then it leads to tears and breakdowns, and nobody wants to end a loving, happy family game night with tears and anger because they didn't win. Right. So we've turned to the cooperative game option, and it's really been fun. We have another one.
Race to the treasure. Also cooperative.
That's
and
a good one, too.
They like that one, too.
And I like it, too.
Yeah.
I actually find it very fun. I enjoy playing it and often say, hey, you want to play a game? Let's play one of these games.
Yeah. I did want to mention also, talking about just like snow. Cool thing today. We actually got season passes to Mountain Creek for the boys. Mountain Creek is our local ski mountain. And most ski mountains do this actually for young kids. So Mountain Creek is actually anyone under 7 years old gets a free pass with a paying ticket. Also, over 72 gets a free pass. So Sunri's dad is over 72, so he got a free season pass. And then because I said that the kids would be skiing with him, they gave them season passes too. So we got three free season passes for all that. So that was really cool. And they can ski with him, and they can learn, and we can buy a ticket and go out with them too.
But yeah, if you have young children and you're interested in getting them into the snow sports, but a little intimidated by the larger ticket cost
right.
that is on the bulletin board, look into those other options. A lot of these mountains do offer very discounted or oftentimes free programs for children under 6, under 5, depending where
right.
you're at. And also ski rental shops, too, often provide a program for under 5 free rentals. We have a couple of them here in New Jersey that do that.
Yeah, we actually got free rentals for the boys last year and this year. And I was surprised, Alvin was still 3, I think, or maybe he was 2. Anyway, Valen was 4 last year, and he was so good. Like, they weren't falling all over the place. They were pretty decent.
Yeah, I think we took them out 3 times
right.
last year, and
I was impressed from the first time.
They got off of the beginner slope and onto the bunny slope, which was a huge step.
Yeah.
I was impressed. They went from the magic carpet to taking a chairlift
right.
up a little hill and being able to navigate down it without falling too much.
Right. Yeah. And I did want to mention this other cool tool that I really like called a snow brick maker. I think you can buy it for just a couple bucks on Amazon, and it's really just a mold, and you can use it for like sand molds too. But if you have like snow, it's a great thing. We actually built an igloo one time using the snow brick maker. So making actual like snow bricks and building an igloo, but just a cool thing to have for your kids, I think.
Or if you're playing snowball fight, you can make a fort wall
right.
in front of you, and it's a fun tool. I mean, you could use a bucket too, but the shape of the brick makes building a lot easier. So if you are in an area that gets a decent amount of snow, it's a fun tool to have.
One weird game that the boys have liked is I just blow up a balloon, and then we just try to keep it up in the air as long as possible. Usually we play in the living room and just using our hands and feet. If it touches the ground, we lose, and we time it, and the longer time we get, the better it is.
They love it, and it's not, it's not like a ball that's going to knock into things in your house and potentially break things. It's a lightweight balloon, but it's the funnest thing, and it can occupy them for hours sometimes, actually. Right. We have another one, which is crumple up balls of paper, and put a line between one side of the room and the other, and then you make 2 teams, and you time yourself for, say, 3 minutes, and you're just tossing the paper across the line.
And there's a lot of paper balls. I'm talking like 50 paper balls.
Yeah.
We did it with the Christmas wrapping paper.
Right. And you have all these little balls, and the goal of the game is to, when the 3 minutes are up, the side that has the least amount of balls left on their side is the winner. So it's kind of like a race to, get as many balls off of your side of the field as quickly as you can in the 3 minutes. And they love that. It is competitive, sometimes they get upset if they don't win, but it makes for great fun, and it burns energy, and it's safe. It's not, they're not going to get hurt throwing these little crumpled up balls of newspaper at one another.
Yeah. And one game I heard about that I haven't tried yet, but I want to try is indoor bocce ball. And I think just take a tennis ball or whatever you want and just, play bocce ball. I think you throw one ball and you get closest to the next closest one. I got to research it, but something to that effect.
Yeah. And I think, to that note too, we were talking a lot about what you can do with children indoors in the cold month to keep them occupied. But I think as adults too, it's really important to pay mind to your own sanity while you're, feeling a little cooped up and indoors. There's so many options right now because of COVID for online fitness programs, online workout sessions.
Even just and YouTube anything. We were doing bar classes, we were doing yoga
do bar
classes,
fitness, which was fantastic. We
resistance
do yoga.
band exercises. Yeah.
And most recently, I just enrolled myself in Irish step dancing classes. Just something fun, something I had interest in, and a way to exercise, get myself moving, and have a little bit of fun in the winter months.
Right. And one thing we've been doing is just stepping outside for like 5 minutes and playing volleyball. Just Sunray and I peppering with each other. We got 50 sets, passes to each other. Oh, no, we got to 90, didn't we, this week?
We did.
Which is pretty good. Sunray's
Yes.
not a volleyball player, but I'm trying to train her up so we can join a couples league and destroy.
Another thing, if you're able to, family walks in the evenings after dinner is something really
We got to do more of that, actually.
wonderful that we do whenever we get the opportunity, when our dinner doesn't run too late into the evening. But, if you schedule your dinner just right, we've found that to be such a wonderful activity to do with our kids. We just take a walk. If it's snowing out, it's beautiful to go out and watch the snow falling and walk through the fresh snow. And there's just this beautiful peace, and no one else is out there. And it's just really a wonderful feeling. But any other weather too, take those walks, burn off that energy, and build those memories with your kids. We love doing that, and we need to do it more. We try to do it as much as we can, but it's really one of our favorite activities.
Right. And even with cabin fever, I feel like I'm already projecting, what I want to do in the spring, what I want to do in the summer. Actually, today we booked flights to go to Las Vegas, and we're going to do the Grand Circle National Park tour. So Grand Canyons, Mount Zion National Park, Bryce Canyons. Anyway, that whole loop we're planning to do. We just booked it for May.
But yeah, take this time, when you are at home, to dream about where you want to go when the weather gets better and when you can get back outdoors to the places that you've always wanted to visit. Now's the time. Take the time, build those plans, dream big, and be excited for your life today and the life that you'll have tomorrow that you're planning ahead for.
Yeah, we hope those tips were useful. We hope you can play with some of those, and just engage with your kids, engage with your life, and
Oh, one more.
What?
Baking with your kids. Awesome activity.
You baked banana bread with Alvin. Or was it banana bread?
Today I made a fruit crumble.
Okay. We haven't been able to eat it because it's not raw. So midnight tonight, we're eating.
But don't underestimate the wonderful joy you can have cooking or baking with your kids. Boy or girl, doesn't matter. They all love playing in the kitchen and mixing ingredients, helping mom and dad make things. It's a wonderful way of bonding with your kids. It's a great thing to do when you're stuck indoors. They love it. You make yummy things from it. And as long as you keep the recipes simple, it can be a real joy to do together. Don't do anything elaborate because then it'll get frustrating.
Was it a real joy? I took
Today
Valen.
it was a joy because it was simple.
Good. And because I took Valen away shopping, so we were grocery shopping.
It was one-on-one with
Right.
me and Alvin baking today.
Yeah, I think those one-on-ones, I have a friend Kessler, he calls them super dates, and he does it once a quarter, so once every 3 months. They only a family of 4, so they each parent takes one child, and they do one dedicated day with either kid. And
It's really meaningful for your children to have that one-on-one time with you.
Yeah, I think especially as, I think for Alvin, it's been hard having a little sister where before he was the baby of the family, and now, he's 3, turning 4 very soon, and just, he does a good job.
Can't keep up with his oldest, but he's not being babied like he used to, and
it's
feels a little displaced sometimes.
Anyway, that was an aside, but I hope that, I think we had some good ideas here, so we've been having fun with it, and, we've been trying to make the most of this winter time, and, I'm just looking forward to getting even colder, so we can explore the outdoors more and really enjoy that time, so
we hope that you
too.
liked these tips, and if you have any really cool ideas for things to do in the winter, please share with us.
Yeah.
because we're always looking for new things to try out. And I think, the more we share as a community, the more we can all benefit.
Yeah. Comment on my Facebook page or just email me at sunny@famvesta.com. Looking forward to hearing from you. And with that, good luck. Godspeed, everyone.